Support for Radio Friends comes from LaBrunerie Financial, where they work to ensure a lifetime of financial security for people from all walks of life, from investment services to retirement plans. If you're looking for a trustworthy company that has the experience and knowledge to put your interests first, contact LaBrunerie Financial, a community-based investment counseling firm since 1966. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on this Monday, October the 30th. My friend ALEX LaBRUNERIE is with us today from LaBrunerie Financial. It's always a pleasure to have you here, ALEX.
Paul, thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Today we thought, or you wanted to talk a little bit about required minimum distribution.
So it's that time of year where many older IRA owners, investors have to take their required minimum distributions out. Mm-hmm. The rules have changed on that, by the way. It's now age 73 if you attain that age after last December of 22. But we also have the choice at that age if you want to make a donation, a qualified charitable donation. And just a reminder to people that if you want to make that qualified charitable donation, you should contact your IRA custodian or advisor soon, because time is running out.
Right.
They have to be done by the end of the calendar year.
By December
12/31, and these companies get so backed up that these big, like Fidelities and the Vanguards and the Schwabs, get so backed up that they may not be able to process it in time.
So if you want to make a charitable contribution from your minimum distribution, that means it would go directly from your account to that charity.
And
then you don't pay tax on it.
Exactly. That's right. And
okay, so that's better to do it that way than after you've received the money.
Much better from a tax, yeah.
Can you do a portion of it?
Yeah, so say it's $5,000 required minimum distribution, you can do $500 to the University of Missouri or the Humane Society or your local church or, a qualified charity. And
so that amount then would not be taxable.
Correct.
Okay.
And the 1099s reflect that. And it's been the law for several years now, and people have benefited it, and of course the charities have benefited.
Yeah. The other thing you were talking about, I don't think it's law yet, but that you may be able to.
There's an extension of this, thank you, Paul, called the Qualified Longevity Annuity Contract, which is a long-winded way of, it's also called QLAC, which is a way to take a portion of your IRA and extend it into your late 80s and avoid having to be required to take a minimum distribution at all until your late 80s or early 90s, on the assumption that you might need that money for long-term care.
Okay, so what do you need to do in order to qualify for that?
Well, they have, the law's been on the books for about 5-7 years. But last year, Congress modified them and made the more progressive rules. So next year, they really go into effect, and maybe talk with your advisor on this, or a tax advisor or your investment advisor, and look into that if it might help you. If you're age 73 or older and don't need income from your required minimum distribution.
And you can delay taking it for specifying it
decades.
For long-term care.
Not decades, but 15 years or
And
so.
for long-term care.
For long-term care or any other use, which gets into the need for long-term care planning that most Americans need to do.
Okay, so you can delay it up into your upper 80s or lower 90s?
Yes, a portion of it, yes.
Oh, not the whole thing?
Just a portion, yes.
And how is it decided what portion?
I think you can go up to 20%, but
okay.
I think the law is still I think we need to look at that in 24, but that's just around the corner, and it'll be a new idea that savers and investors will want to look at.
Okay, so if they want to check on this, they ask for what is it called?
The Qualified Longevity Annuity contract, or QLAC.
Okay,
QLAC.
Just say, hey, I want to know if I can delay taking some of this for long-term care.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else that you wanted to mention?
Well, the market, stock market's off its summer highs, and that's, I think, because interest rates are not going down anytime soon. And Wall Street is coming to the realization that interest rates may be higher for longer, and that is going to affect stock prices, consumer spending, hit us on our monthly budgets, particularly if you're buying something on credit, you're going to have to pay more.
Now, I saw last week that home mortgage prices have gone to the highest level they've been in a long time.
It's a real crushing rate for young people trying to get into the market.
Yeah.
So it's realtors might say they see still a lot of cash buying or cash offers, but it's definitely slowing down mortgage applications too.
The other thing, Alex, I wanted to ask you about online bank savings accounts. Now, you told me about this several months ago.
A couple months ago, yes, and I think listeners ought to go on, look for higher money market rates now. I mean, you can get 4.5% on an online bank that does have FDIC insurance.
Yeah, up to $250,000.
So several $1,000s could be made, or a couple $100s per year. And we need to remind ourselves we haven't seen this type of interest rates for savers in 20 plus years.
Right. So what you need to do is look. And not trying to take money away from the local banks.
Ask your local banks. They may have an offer too that's competitive. I know that a couple that do.
But if you can look online for the online banking savings accounts, and they're paying anywhere between 4.3 to 5% interest.
Yeah. So if your local bank can't do it for some reason, then check on some of these FDIC insured accounts.
Okay, that's some really good advice. We got about a minute or so left. Is there anything else that you wanted to add to people?
I think, Paul, I think that the geopolitical is going to be a problem for the markets. The wars that are going on around the world. But I think what it does is just let us know how blessed we are here in Missouri.
Oh my! You show, Alex. If people want more information, they can contact you, and your phone number is
573-449-5313.
And if you go in on Friday, they have their bow tie Friday.
Yes.
Everybody wears bow ties.
Trick or treat, everyone. Happy Halloween.
All right, Alex, thank you so much. This is your last segment with us as we're going off the air at the end of this week. But I thank you so much for the time that you have spent with us, the good information that you have shared, and I appreciate your support of Radio Friends.
Thank you. Same here.
Okay. It's been our pleasure. Thank you so much for listening. When you go out and about, keep a smile on your face. Be nice to each other. Bye-bye.